Now, the Pope was a vocal critic of the excesses of capitalism, and he often spoke out about economic injustice. In 2013, Pope Francis said, "Today we also have to say, 'Thou shalt not,' to an economy of exclusion and inequality. Such an economy kills." Excuse me. He also said the same year, "Unbridled capitalism has taught us the logic of profit at all costs, of exploitation without regard to persons." And in 2014, the Pope tweeted, "Inequality is the root of social evil." Lynn Forester de Rothschild is the founder and CEO of the Council for Inclusive Capitalism, an organization that has very much the Pope, what he set up as its heart. And indeed, you met the Pope and have met the Pope, the late Pope. I wonder, he made many comments about the necessity of inclusive capitalism, the evil, particularly during, if you will, the financial crises that we faced. But was anybody listening?
Well, I think a lot of people were listening, and I started working on trying to reform the capitalist model so that it works for everyone shortly after the financial crisis. And I worked with dozens of CEOs and investors who understood that what was best for their business was to take care of their workers, to take care of their communities. And in about 2018, I wrote a letter to Pope Francis, and I said that I am working with dozens of CEOs who are trying to move away from the neoliberal greed is good economy and toward an economy that works for all. But I said, we are acting in prose. We have no poetry. And I said, Holy Father, you with your moral base in the teachings of Jesus can actually give us the poetry. And I asked if I could bring a small group of our chief executives to the Vatican to launch this council. And it was an incredible meeting. I mean, without naming names, I remember a CEO who was blessed by the Pope because he saw each one of us. He was incredibly generous, break down in tears after just a communication one-on-one with the Pope.
What was the hallmark of that connection? Because at the same time, he recognized and he accepted the nature of capitalism as being, in a sense, the way of the West. It was the excesses of greed is good that he found offensive to the point.
That's true. That is exactly right. And he was trying to rein in the greed and bring capitalism back to a concept of the common good. And indeed, when we see where we are today with so much division and so much lack of trust in every institution, we have to agree the Pope was right. Capitalism, unbridled, has let too many people down. And if we fix capitalism, I think we would fix a lot. And the Pope brought a humility and a very high bar to us. I mean, he didn't say, meet with me. He said, go out and take concrete actions in your business. And that's what we do at Inclusive Capitalism.
And that's the difference between talking it and the simplicity of the way he lived it. You could never say to his face, this is hypocrisy, because he was actually living that, and as a Jesuit priest had for his entire life followed through with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. The purity of the man and the humanity was so moving. And when you contrast that to a crass, greedy capitalism, you think we probably have done this wrong. And Pope Francis was a fabulous inspiration for so many people to do the right things with their companies. We all can't live like Pope Francis lived, but we all can do the right thing for our workers, for our communities, for our consumers, and for our shareholders. And if we did that, we would have better economies and we'd have better societies. That's the driving force behind what we did and what we do every day. And there are hundreds of people on the website. We have 530 members representing 200 million workers worldwide. And people are trying to do the right thing.
Right.
And I think the best thing we can do for the Pope's legacy is to try to make the world a better place.
You and I, Lynn, will talk more about this. It's a subject we need to talk more about. I'm grateful for you joining me tonight from London.